Hey Model Maniacs, Dirk here, getting ready to do that all-important kit review so that you, the model junkies, can make an informed decision on what kits you want to buy. Tonight we're going to look at the second figure in the James Bond collection. This is James Bond Agent 007. Very, very cool. It doesn't have, like if we looked at the Odd Job box we looked at the other day, it said it was from the Goldfinger movie. This one doesn't say that, but he is wearing the clothes from the Goldfinger movie, so that's, I'm going to assume that it is, since also these were released hand in hand. Anyway, this is kind of a cool kit. This kit, okay, just like the other one, was released originally in about 1966 by Aurora Models. Aurora went defunct after so many years, and this was scooped up by a company called Polar Lights, which is around today. They re-released this under the Polar Lights label using the same box, the same artwork and everything as the Aurora kit in 1999. Alright, this kit's been kicking around for a while. The Aurora ones, if you are a collector and you look down here where this says Polar Lights, the Aurora ones say Aurora, obviously, and they go for quite a bit more money. Is it, you know, if you're a model builder, I'm not thinking you're going to care what's on the bottom of the box. But anyway, relatively affordable, very cool. This box measures in 15 tall from top to bottom, 5 inches across from the base, and about 2 inches thick. Alright, nice, cool, high glossy photo on the box, very eye-catching. The yellow letters of James Bond, the orange 007, the backdrop here of Bond in an action pose with his gun in his hand, the Walther PPK, looking pretty stylish. Okay, looks nice. The side, there's not much to it, but again, it carries on the Polar Lights theme with the dark blue box, the colorful lettering, another picture from the top of the box. The back is empty, or blank should I say. That's really about it. Bear in mind, this looks very nice. This looks like Sean Connery in his heyday, but be warned, this is not what he looks like inside the box. This is a photo, or excuse me, a painting, an artist's rendering of what the kit would look like, but it really doesn't look quite like this. It's a little misleading, but it is eye-catching, and it is kind of exciting to think, wow, especially if you're a James Bond fan, right? So let's pop this open and see what's inside. Okay, I got this box. It was sealed, but again, for the video here, I've taken off the cellophane and I've opened all the bags inside, so you don't have the annoying crinkle, crinkle, crinkle that drives me freaking up the wall when it's on camera. So it'd be nice and easy. So we pop the box. Pop the box. Okay, we popped it, and we're greeted with the instructions. The instructions has the same picture as the box, right? Same picture. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Alright. It's folded in quarters, but really it's really just a, you know, opens up. It's got some information on how to build the kit here, what to be aware of. Once you open it up, it's just got this very simple layout on how to put it together. Okay, a little bit of explanation here about the halves of this, that, and the other thing, putting it all together. You've got paint callouts here, not very in-depth with the colors, very simplistic colors, you know, black, navy blue, brown, green, gray. You know, it's not very exciting. Leaves you a lot of leeway as the builder and a creative person to really take this to the next level if you so choose. So you've got Bond building here, you've got base building here. Nice thing is, again, this comes with a base, so you can make yourself a little diorama. It's not just a figure standing by itself, so that's really a nice option. On the back, it'll tell you all these other kits that are available from Polar Lights. You can go to their website and you can check that out, all yada yada yada. Okay, so simple instructions. Not a very simplistic kit. I mean, not a very over organized or engineered kit. It's very simple. It is for ages 8 to adult. Okay, so it's designed so kids can build this. Okay, not that kids build them anymore anyway. We are greeted with a box of sprue. We have a total of 6 sprues. Okay, we have about 5 free-flowing parts that aren't attached to sprues for a whopping total of 24 parts, and they're all molded in this off-white plastic, which is kind of cool. Stark white plastic, for me, I don't like as much. Not that it has any bearing on a kit, but it just, when it's this off color, it allows me to see the details a lot more than the white. And of course, when I come to show you these things, you can see them a lot better too, because usually the white gets bleached out on the camera. So let's take a look at this first sprue. Get in close. Remember, this kit originally came out in the 60s, and for a kit, again, I don't believe this has been reissued. This has just been not reissued. I don't believe it's been. It's not a new mold. It's the same mold, just reproduced. They must have cleaned it up a little bit or something, because again, there is like no flash on these parts. They're really crisp and clean. They look good. As you can see here, this is his arm, one of his arms, and it's very smooth. You can see the wrinkles and creases in his shirt, and on the cuff here you can actually see the pleats of focus. It doesn't want to focus. There you go. You can actually see the stitching of his sweater on the cuffs. Okay, so you know, it's got, again, from the 60s, it's got some nice detail. So you got his arms, the left and right. You've got a leg detailed on the shoe. You can actually see, again, going back to the detail from a kit from the 70s, if you look in there, you can see the detail on his focus. About there. If you look in here, you can actually see the detail of his socks. Okay? His loafers, his pants, you got the seam going down the leg, his socks, and everything. So it's pretty neat. Okay? Same here. Okay? You can see his pockets, his buttocks, one cheek anyway. So isn't that called a buttock? Singular. Alright, going out of focus, that's good. Alright, so sprue 1. Second sprue, we've got his torso here. You've got the front and back, again, very reminiscent of the 60s and 70s when they did figure kits. Everything was split in half, so which means a lot of seam work. Alright, you've got the back of his head here. Okay, we'll come in for the detail. You can see the hair, you can see the part on the top of his head there. Okay, we've got a hand. Okay, whoops, where'd it go? Where'd it go? And there it is. Hi. Got his hand. And then come down here and you got his face. Again, in all, you know, it's plain, it's not very detailed. It kind of looks like him. It's kind of hard to make out the features without any paint on it, but it kind of looks like him, but not much. I'm hoping with some painting techniques, not that I'm very good at it, but we'll be able to make him look a little more reminiscent of James Bond. So we'll have to see what happens. But it's his face. There isn't really some bad details, just doesn't look quite like him. Okay, next sprue we have here has got his other arm with the famous Walther PPK in hand, ready to go, ready for action. When you zoom in on it, you'll see again there's detail in the cuff. The handle of the gun's got some detail on the grip. The back of the receiver's got some detail. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Pretty cool. We've got another leg with boots, or loafers, should I say. Alright. Nothing special there. This is some diorama parts. We got some tree leaves or ground brush, whatever. Okay. More of the same with the brush, and we also got ourselves a plaque. So we'll be able to detail this up and put it there. So in case anybody doesn't recognize the figure itself because of the sculpt, or in my case, really bad painting, they'll be able to say it's James Bond. Or actually they'll look at the plaque and go, really? James Bond? But it's a nice touch to have the plaque. I wish more figure kits actually came with plaques. To the free-flowing parts, we've got a tree here. Looks like Aurora back in the day liked to put trees in their dioramas. So this is a tree. Alright. Hopefully this goes together really well, because, and it does actually, that seam isn't bad. I'd hate to have an ugly seam and have to really sand it and lose the detail. That's really not bad. Okay, if the rest of the kit is like this, or like the Odd Job kit was, if you haven't seen that review, go back one video from this one and you'll see the seams really do go together very well. So I'm very impressed with that, really. Next we have the wall, the garden wall. Okay, it's actually two pieces that were stuck together already, but you can see a lot of detail went into that to do the bricks and everything. You can do all kinds of painting, weathering, and stuff like that to make it look very cool. Alright, so that's nice and neat. And then lastly we have the base. Okay, base is pretty simplistic. Some rocks. Again, grass. I guess it's supposed to be grass, and some scuffed dirt and stuff like that. Again, it allows you to do some painting, dry brushing, and do all kinds of things to bring it to life. I'm sure if you were to use some, what do they call them? I forget the brand, but the material that the train guys use to build their train sets, you can use some ground covering and stuff like that would really make it pop. So that is that. And actually, that's the kit. It's very small. Some small part count kit. Like I said, we've got, what I say, 24 parts. It's 2 more parts than the Odd Job kit, so you know this is a highly detailed kit compared to that. But all joking aside, it's not, doesn't seem to be horrible. Again, it's not highly detailed like some of the kits that you see out there today. When you talk about the, well, now defunct Geometrics, Horizon models and stuff like that, or anything from Mobius today, it's kind of a pale comparison. It's apples and oranges. But there aren't very many James Bond, no, there aren't really any James Bond kits out there, not mass-produced kits anyway. So if you want James Bond, there's this, and there's a really hard to find Airfix kit, which is almost the same kit as this, except James Bond is in a tuxedo at the time. But again, it's the same time period, same issues, proportions are kind of shoddy, stuff like that. But you know, it's really not a bad kit. And again, if you are older, like myself, something like this is very nostalgic, so it's kind of fun to build them. It may not be the greatest, it might not be the most lifelike, but it is kind of cool to do. And you know, again, it's pretty neat. So anyway, I hope this helps. You got to look inside the box, so next time you're perusing the internet and you come across this on either eBay, Amazon, or your favorite online retail hobby shop, and you kind of wonder what it's like inside the box, well, now you know. So now when you see that price tag of whatever it may be, you have the ability to make an informed decision on whether you would like to take a risk on buying that kit. Again, this is the James Bond kit from the movie Goldfinger. Even though it doesn't say it here, this is him from Goldfinger in this outfit. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, be strong.